The rain hammered against the windshield as Marcus Williams navigated his old Honda through the downtown streets. His 7-year-old daughter Emma singing softly in the back seat. It was nearly 9 o'clock on a Friday evening, and they were heading home from her piano recital. Marcus glanced in the rearview mirror at Emma's face, still glowing with pride from her performance. Despite everything they'd been through in the past 2 years since losing her mother, moments like these made every struggle worth it. Marcus worked double shifts as a hospital orderly, often juggling his schedule to ensure he could pick Emma up from school and take her to her activities. Money was always tight, but he made sure Emma never felt the weight of their circumstances. Her smile was his compass, her laughter his sanctuary. As they stopped at a red light near the old theater district, Emma's singing suddenly stopped. "Daddy," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Look." Marcus followed her gaze to the sidewalk across the street. In the harsh glow of a street lamp, 2 men had cornered a young woman against a brick wall. Even from a distance, Marcus could see her body language screaming fear. One man grabbed her purse while the other blocked her escape route. The woman's terrified face was illuminated by the flickering streetlight, and Marcus saw her mouth form the word "please." His heart pounded. Every instinct told him to drive away, to protect Emma, to not get involved. He was all she had left. If something happened to him, what would become of her? "Daddy, please help her." Emma's voice cut through his thoughts, steady despite her fear. "Mommy would want us to help." Those words pierced Marcus's heart. His late wife Sarah had been a social worker, dedicating her life to helping others. She would never have driven past someone in need. Marcus looked at his daughter's earnest face in the mirror, then back at the woman across the street. He made a decision that would change everything. Marcus pulled the car to the curb and turned to Emma. "Lock the doors the second I step out. If anything happens, you call 911 on my phone. Don't come out for any reason. Promise me." "I promise, Daddy. Be careful." Marcus crossed the rain-slicked street, his heart thundering in his chest. As he approached, he could hear the men's threatening voices. The woman was crying, clutching her purse desperately. "Hey," Marcus called out, his voice stronger than he felt. "Leave her alone." The 2 men turned, sizing him up. Marcus wasn't particularly tall or imposing, just an ordinary man in hospital scrubs under a worn jacket. But something in his eyes, perhaps the fierce determination of a father protecting not just this stranger, but the values he wanted his daughter to inherit, made them hesitate. "This ain't your business, man," one of them growled. "I'm making it my business," Marcus replied, pulling out his phone. "I've already called the police. They're 2 minutes away. You can leave now or explain yourselves to them." It was a bluff, but it worked. The men exchanged glances, cursed, and took off running into the night. Marcus rushed to the woman, who had slumped against the wall, shaking. "Are you okay? Did they hurt you?" He asked gently. She looked up at him with tear-filled eyes, nodding. "Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't." Her voice broke. "You're safe now. Let me call you a cab, or my car is just around the corner," she managed. "I was walking back from dinner when they followed me." Marcus walked her to her vehicle. A sleek black Mercedes that seemed out of place in this neighborhood. As she fumbled with her keys, she turned to him. "I'm Victoria Chen. Please, I need to repay you somehow." "Let me at least—" "No need," Marcus interrupted softly. "Just get home safe. That's all the thanks I need, but I don't even know your name." "Marcus. Marcus Williams. Now please, get home to your family." Victoria drove away, and Marcus returned to his car where Emma was pressed against the window, eyes wide with concern. The moment he opened the door, she threw her arms around him. "You were so brave, Daddy." "No, baby girl. You were brave for asking me to help. Mommy would be so proud of you." They drove home through the rain, Emma chattering excitedly about the adventure, while Marcus's hands still trembled slightly on the steering wheel. He hoped he'd made the right choice, showing Emma that courage meant standing up for others even when you were afraid. The next morning was Saturday, Marcus's rare day off. He was making pancakes for Emma when someone knocked on their apartment door. Opening it, he found an impeccably dressed woman in an elegant navy suit standing in his hallway. It took him a moment to recognize Victoria Chen from the night before, transformed from the terrified woman against the wall into someone who radiated authority and confidence. "Mr. Williams," she said with a warm smile. "I hope I'm not intruding. May I come in?" Bewildered, Marcus stepped aside. Emma peeked around the corner curiously. Victoria handed Marcus a business card. His eyes widened as he read it. "Victoria Chen, CEO, Chen Medical Technologies. You're the CEO of Chen Medical." Marcus stammered. Chen Medical was one of the largest medical equipment companies in the country, with its headquarters downtown. He'd seen their equipment throughout the hospital where he worked. "I am," Victoria said. "And I need to properly thank the man who saved me last night. But first, this must be your daughter." Emma stepped forward shyly. Victoria knelt down to her eye level. "You must be very brave. It's encouraging your daddy to help someone you didn't even know." "My mommy taught me that we should always help people," Emma said quietly. Victoria's eyes misted. "Your mommy was clearly a wonderful woman. She passed away 2 years ago," Marcus explained softly. "But Emma keeps her spirit alive." Victoria stood, composing herself. "Mr. Williams, I did some research this morning. I hope you don't mind, but I wanted to know more about the extraordinary man who risked his life for a stranger. I found out you work at Metropolitan Hospital as an orderly. I also learned you're a single father working double shifts, that you have a degree in hospital administration that you never got to use because life happened, and that, despite your circumstances, you raised a daughter brave and kind enough to ask you to help someone in danger." Marcus felt his cheeks flush. "I appreciate you coming, Ms. Chen. But really, anyone would have. That's where you're wrong," Victoria interrupted gently. "Most people wouldn't. Most people would have driven past. Last night, I was coming from a dinner where I'd been discussing our company's new initiative to improve healthcare accessibility. We talk about values, about integrity, about putting people first, but you actually live those values. You demonstrated them without a second thought." She pulled an envelope from her briefcase. "Chen Medical Technologies is opening a new community health initiative division. We need someone to lead it, someone who understands what healthcare means on the ground level, someone with integrity and courage. The position includes full benefits, a salary that will allow you to work normal hours, and opportunities for advancement. I want you to consider being our Director of Community Health Programs." Marcus's legs felt weak. "Ms. Chen, I don't understand." Honorably, "I don't have the experience for you have exactly the experience we need. You understand what people face every day. You have the education, the heart, and clearly the courage to make difficult decisions when lives are at stake. Plus," she smiled at Emma, "you have an excellent advisor." Emma tugged on Marcus's hand. "Daddy, you could come to my recitals and my school plays." Tears stung Marcus's eyes. For 2 years, he'd been surviving, just trying to keep their heads above water, giving Emma everything he could while sacrificing his own dreams. Now, because he'd made one choice, the choice to help someone in need, everything was changing. "I don't know what to say," he whispered. "Say you'll come to the office Monday morning to discuss the details," Victoria said warmly. "I believe in paying forward the kindness shown to me. You saved me last night, Marcus. Let me help save you from having to choose between being there for your daughter and building a career. Let me help you honor your wife's memory by doing meaningful work that helps others." Marcus looked down at Emma, whose eyes shone with hope and excitement. He thought of Sarah, of how proud she would be of the man he'd become and the father he'd worked so hard to be. He thought of how one act of courage, inspired by his daughter's pure heart, had opened a door he never imagined could exist. "Thank you," he finally said, his voice thick with emotion. "Thank you for seeing worth in a simple moment of human decency." Victoria shook her head. There's nothing simple about risking your life for a stranger. There's nothing simple about raising a child with such strong values while facing impossible circumstances. You didn't just help me last night, Marcus. You reminded me why I started Chen Medical in the first place, to make a difference in people's lives. Now I get to make a difference in yours. As Victoria left, Marcus hugged Emma tight, both of them crying happy tears. The rain had stopped and sunlight streamed through their small apartment windows, illuminating dust motes that danced like golden stars. "We did it, baby girl," Marcus whispered. "We helped someone, and look what happened. Mommy is smiling from heaven," Emma said confidently. That Monday, Marcus Williams walked through the gleaming doors of Chen Medical Technologies headquarters, no longer just surviving, but beginning to thrive. His new office overlooked the city, and on his desk, he placed a photo of Sarah and Emma. Within a year, under Marcus's leadership, Chen Medical's community health program provided free medical equipment to dozens of underfunded clinics, created scholarship programs for healthcare workers from disadvantaged backgrounds, and established emergency support systems for families facing medical crises. Marcus ensured that no one felt invisible or helpless the way he once had. Emma thrived too. Her father attended every recital, every school event, every moment that mattered. She grew up understanding that her simple words, "Daddy, Tay's helper," had changed not just their lives, but countless others. Years later, when Emma gave her valedictorian speech at high school graduation, she told the story of that rainy night. "My father taught me that courage isn't the absence of fear," she said. "It's choosing to do the right thing despite being afraid. And kindness isn't weakness. It's the strongest force in the world, capable of transforming lives in ways we never imagine." In the audience, Marcus sat beside Victoria Chen, who had become not just his mentor, but a close family friend. They both wiped away tears as Emma concluded, "One moment of courage, one act of kindness. That's all it takes to change the world." The standing ovation that followed echoed through the auditorium. But Marcus heard only his daughter S. voice, and Sarah S. whispered words in his memory. "Make the world better, one person at a time." He had. And it all started because he listened to a 7-year-old girl who believed that helping others was always the right choice, no matter the risk. Sometimes the most extraordinary transformations begin with the simplest acts of human decency. Sometimes angels appear as little girls in back seats, reminding us who we want to be. And sometimes, when we choose courage over fear and kindness over indifference, the universe conspires to reward us in ways we never dreamed possible. Marcus Williams had stopped 2 men in the rain. But Emma Williams had stopped her father from driving past someone in need. Together, they had started a ripple of kindness that would touch thousands of lives. Proving that heroes do wear capes, sometimes they wear hospital scrubs and hold the hands of wise little girls who see the world not as it is, but as it should be.